Welcome to Fourth Umpire on DD Sports. I'm Frank Razan Pereira. We are in the innings break between India and England in the second T20 International. England has scored 164. India will have to chase down that target of 165. It was a fine performance by the Indian bowlers, who did extremely well to contain England to 164 runs. Let's now take a look at the scorecard, where you can see the opener, Jason Roy, of course, was the top scorer, where he scored 46 runs. Buttler getting out for naught there in the first over of Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Then there was a partnership between Roy and Malan, who scored 24 runs as well. Bairstow then chipping in with 20. Eoin Morgan was batting well at 28 when Thakur, of course, picked him up. Then Stokes, of course, scored 24 as well. And Curran and Jordan were the last ones at the crease. And we look at the bowling card right now, where Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Washington Sundar opened the bowling today, where Bhuvneshwar had finished with figures of 4 overs, 28 runs and 1 wicket. Washington Sundar picked up the 2 wickets in his quota of 4 overs and gave away 29 runs. Shardul Thakur as well picking up those 2 wickets and giving away 29 runs. A fine comeback by him after he was slightly expensive in his first spell. Hardik Pandya bowling his full quota of 4 overs, which was very heartening to see, where he gave away 33 runs, did not pick up any wicket, but did his part with the ball as well. And Chahal picking up that 1 wicket, and he was the most expensive of the Indian bowlers, who gave away 34 runs in his quota of 4 overs. So that was the card there, and we are in the middle of the innings break right now. It's a short break, let's not forget, but we've spoken about cricket enough for the last 3 hours or so. It's now time to listen in to something on foreign policy. We'll move away from cricket and listen to what the former Foreign Secretary Kawal Sibal had to say about India's foreign policy. Let's take a listen in.
Yeah, she's referring to Freedom House, which, as you know, is financed 94% by the State Department. And it has a background of interfering in the internal affairs of many countries. It's a whole group of people, again, who suffer from long-standing prejudices against India. I'm not saying that India is perfect. Is the US democracy perfect? In fact, lately I can say that our democracy functions far better than the US democracy. Do we have a sitting prime minister who said, I'm not going to leave Racecourse Road because the elections that have been held are not fair? Or incite people to go and surround the parliament and stage some kind of an insurrection? I mean, it's the president, the outgoing president of the United States says that the US elections are not fair. Nobody has ever said the Indian elections are not fair. In the last election, 650-60 electors, people voted in the elections. It's the largest mandate ever in democratic history of any nation. And nobody said that there was any cheating or unfairness or fiddling in these elections. It was a remarkable exercise. Now we are having elections in the states all the time. Now we're going to have elections in West Bengal, in Tamil Nadu. Every election is an opportunity for the exercise of democracy, where government has to present its agenda, justify its agenda, present its policies, win voter support, and the opposition does the same, vilify the government, attack the government agenda, try and wean away voters from them. And in this exercise, we've seen that BJP is winning because it has the support of the public largely. So the democracy is constantly functioning in India. But then, the argument is, but this is electoral democracy. For heaven's sake, democracy is an electoral democracy. What else is it? After all, China calls itself the People's Republic of Democrat. North Korea calls itself the People's Democratic Republic of North Korea. And China calls itself a people's democracy. But there are no free and fair elections based on universal suffrage and a transparent system. So what distinguishes our democracy as well as Western democracies is that it is open and transparent, and there is a secret ballot and people vote. And there is an election commission which oversees the process. If there is any wrongdoing, the judiciary comes into it. Election petitions are filed. How many election petitions have been filed in these elections? Hardly any. So our democracy is functioning very well, but there are some diehards who, I don't mind saying it, who have a certain, maybe they don't realize it themselves, some racist attitude towards India, that how come this country, which is poor and backward, is able to sustain this democracy, whereas our own democracies, that their democracies are actually becoming alienated from the people, which is why in the West, you have the NGOs and civil society organizations and everything else, because they don't trust the government anymore. They don't trust the political process, and therefore they want to actually enlarge the political process outside the electoral system. We have both. We have perhaps the largest number of NGOs and civil societies in our country, as well as our electoral democracy. Yes, we have problems, but we are 28, 29 countries in one. and so we have shown remarkable ability to manage such diversity. There's no other country which has not only diversity, which has deep-rooted historical diversity. After all, our languages, our people from various parts of India, they have a whole history behind them, and we are managing it very well.
Well, there you have it, of course. That was the former Foreign Secretary, Kanwal Sibal, there speaking about India's foreign policy. It's time for us to wind up Fourth Umpire right now. We'll go back to the Narendra Modi Stadium in Gujarat to take a look at India's batting, which is coming up in a short while from now. That's it from me. See you again later.
This broadcast is co-presented by Mountain Dew, Dar ke aage jeet hai, and Dixie Scott in association with Speed se badho with V, Slice सबसे thick, सबसे tasty, Parle-G, G माने genius, Dhanuka Sempra, what a refreshing Pepsi, Denver deodorant, and Indira IVF Fertility and IVF Center.
Teams, India getting two debutants in Ishan Kishan and Kumar Yadav and Tom Curran.
Right, this will be interesting to see. Will Ishan Kishan bat like he does for Mumbai Indians? First game here. Will Adil Rashid bowl his leg spin? Because if he does, then I think it's an invitation for Ishan Kishan. I like the fact that KL Rahul, Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, then again a quick run getter